Hey guys, it is your girl Tanisha Shanee coming to you with some daily doses of inspiration and motivation to live not just a healthy life, but just to live the healthy and happy life that you deserve. So I ask and I thank you for being so patient with me. You know, my body is still recovering from surgery 2 weeks ago. So that's the reason why sometimes I don't have the energy or I'm like constantly in pain so that I don't get to do my videos. But I do apologize for not making a video yesterday. So I know a lot of you have contacted me, and I thank you for taking that step in trying to identify a healthier life. But I think some of you get really disappointed because you realize that I am not just a weight loss coach. Believe it or not, I lost 150 pounds, and at one point in my life, I was still unhealthy. Right? So you can lose a lot of weight, but you're not healthy. You're not happy. And when I realized that my weight loss is really just a fraction of my success. And I think the more that I try to show people that there's so much more to this lifestyle, there will be some setbacks, but I'm okay with that because I want to be a living example for you to understand that there's so much more to us than how much we weigh. And the more that we identify what is really unhealthy about us, your weight is really just that's the easiest ways for us to identify whether or not we're healthy due to the fact that you can physically see that. But for me, I had to be perfectly honest with myself. There were multiple layers of unhealthy that went with Tanisha. And the one thing that was obvious was the weight, being over 350 pounds. The next thing was I was extremely angry. I would just like blow up 2.2 seconds. It really didn't take me much to go there. And I was emotionally unhealthy because I was one of those people that when something would happen, especially in a relationship or friendship, instead of me addressing it, if I didn't want to get angry, I would just suppress it and I wouldn't say anything. And I would allow the craziness to continue. And then in turn, I would go and I would eat. So I've never really been one of those people that just love food. I just use food as a comfort to hide and camouflage what I was really dealing with. That's not healthy. Some people turn to food, some people turn to alcohol, some people they smoke, some people just go and indulge in unhealthy sexual behaviors. Like there's a lot of unhealthy, and I think once we understand that, we will have a better definition to realize, okay, so you know what, this is also my problem, because I meet people and I'm like, okay, so this is also an issue, this is also an issue, and they're like, no, but I just need to lose the weight. There's more. Like, you have to start really identifying and start working on the other issues while you're working on the weight, because if you don't, all you're going to do is find yourself right back at where you were, or probably more. The one thing that I posted I think it was last week, I posted a before and after picture from 2007 to 2008. In 2007, I had lost weight and I got down to 260. In 2008, just a couple of months, I was up back to 300 pounds. That was in 2008. In 2012, I was over 350. A lot happens between 2008 and 2012. And I tell you this because I want you to understand that I kept losing weight, gaining back, losing weight, gaining back. The reason why I was going through that challenge was because I wasn't fixing the other parts of Tanisha's life. Once I fixed that, this is when the weight was able to come off and stay off. And then the final beautiful part about it was that here I was, 150 pounds lighter, supposed to be in the happiest part of my life. I was making a great salary. I was working within a few distance from my house, like less than 2 miles from my house. And I was back feeling unhealthy again because I was spiritually damaged. I was mentally abused, and I could not stand the place that I worked at. And the reason why was because I was not living my purpose. See, the weight loss opened up my eyes to realize there was more that I actually needed to do. And when I was teaching was just one level of that. So it was just like God was like, okay, here's the great thing. This is your purpose. So I always had a passion for teaching, but I just kept feeling like there was more that I needed to do. So I took this job, and it is what it is, but it made me realize that there was so much more that I was actually missing out on. And the more that I just got hungry for that, and I started to realize that there is a purpose, and I started to read the Bible and started attending prayer services, Bible study, I started to just realize, like, wow, so there really is more to what I'm supposed to do. What God did was he allowed me to go through something, and it was turned into multiple levels of something, and it brought me to this place. And I think that's why I just love being able to talk about this, is because I always felt that it was my choice. Like, I was the one that I had full control over my life, and there was no one else in control. I would go to God only when I needed, financial support. Honestly, I'm being very frank. I'm not going to lie to you. That's how I was thinking. But now I realize there is something that he placed in me. Like, he wanted me to go through that entire journey from the 350 to losing 150 pounds. He wanted me to go through all of those relationships during that time frame. He wanted me to experience that work environment so that I can be able to say, enough is enough. I know my worth, I know my purpose, and I know the life that he intended for me. I understand that he has designed a blueprint for me from the time that I was conceived, and that the only reason why it took me so long to get to this place was because of the fact that I kept going off course. I kept taking my path instead of going his path. And once I got on his path, it was just like things just started to fall into place. And when you stay consistent and when you stay in faith, you will realize that, wow, there is so much more. That the weight will come off, that the unhealthy habits will tend to go away because you don't have that same desire. So I know people who are heavy drinkers. And they would tell you, I was reading somebody's blog, and she was saying how once she started living her purpose, and she started to have so much faith, that taste for alcohol, the way that she had it before, it went away. That's how I feel with the food. I don't have that same desire. I don't get angry the way that I used to, because I realize that it doesn't add any value to my life. So there is so much that you can actually learn and that you can actually start to experience, but it does take identifying what are all your unhealthies, acknowledging them, being honest with yourself, and then allowing God to help you to navigate to get to that solution so that you can understand, wow, there is so much more that I am missing out on. You are missing out on an amazing life that has been intended for you. And it's not that celebrities are just special people. The difference is that they just identified them a long time ago. They got on course, they jumped on that path, and they just never gave up. I know for me, I've always given up. I've always had this desire to do a little bit more. And even when I had like little breakthroughs, I remember when I got into Cosmo, and it was just like I felt this burst of energy, like, yes, like I'm in Cosmo. And then it was just like, yeah, it's nothing special about this. And I would just leave it, and I would just go back to work and, find myself feeling depressed again. And that's something that I had to go through. I've gone through. There are days I still go through, but I've realized that God has this plan. I am with it. I am 100% with it because I understand my purpose. I've acknowledged it, and I told him that I accept it 100%. Not 50%, not 60%, not part-time, full-time. And when you accept that, you start to realize that you get this different feel. This pastor that I follow on Periscope and now Facebook, Pastor Terry Johns, he was just saying that today. That when he tell people, like, I'm living my purpose, people look at him like, but how are you paying your bills? And the one thing that he even confirmed for me, and I'll constantly tell people, our purpose does come with the financial gain. We have to just believe that. It's not like we have to sign up. There's no job application. We don't have to submit our resume and then we get a paycheck every 2 weeks. That's not the financial gain that you actually get. But you do have the opportunity to just live and to just have this feeling and know that everything is going to be okay. And I'm telling you that because I've done this now. It's been 6 months since I've stepped out on faith and I've been living my purpose, and I can't tell you that I regret it, because I don't. I regret delaying my process, because I've had my own challenges internally, and that's the reason why it's delayed me. I delayed myself, and I'm always 100% honest about that. I never lie to anyone. Tanisha delays her success because Tanisha goes through these little moments, and it is what it is. That's life. That is part of life. So I just wanted to share that. I hope you guys have a fantastic Tuesday, and I look forward to sharing some exciting things that I have going on. I am going to share this information throughout this week, and I hope you check out my blog. I will post another link to that. I have some amazing stories coming for that as well. And I'm really excited. 2016, I think, started off a little rocky, but it was an eye opener, and I thank God for that, because it was just like, okay, I get it. Yeah, I know. I got a purpose. That's why I'm here. So I accept that. Like I said, I accept the challenge, and I told God that this is what I want to do, and because I want to do it for Him, and I love who He has allowed me to become. So you guys have a great one. Love you.